Do you ever feel like the villain in your own story? If so, it could be a sign that you have an antagonist personality. But how do you know for sure? In this video, we'll be exploring the signs that you might be the villain in your own story. From how you respond to people and situations, to how you perceive yourself and others, these signs will help you identify if you have an antagonist personality. So, if you're wondering if you're the antagonist in your own life, let's dive into the signs and find out. What is an antagonist personality? An antagonist personality refers to someone who exhibits traits and behaviors typically associated with a villain. While we often think of villains in movies and books, some individuals unknowingly embody these characteristics in their everyday lives. Having an antagonist personality means that you may often find yourself in conflict with others, lacking empathy and compassion, and seeking power and control over those around you. It's important to recognize these signs in ourselves to better understand our impact on others and work towards personal growth and positive change. So, let's delve deeper into the signs of an antagonist personality. Signs of an antagonist personality. If you suspect that you may have an antagonist personality, there are several key signs to look out for. First, you may have difficulty with empathy and compassion, often viewing others as the enemy rather than understanding their perspective. Additionally, you might find yourself enjoying conflict and drama, actively seeking out situations that create tension and turmoil. Manipulative behavior is another sign, as you may use others to further your own agenda without consideration for their feelings or rights. Blaming others and avoiding responsibility for your actions is also common, along with a lack of self-awareness and a strong desire for power and control. If these signs resonate with you, it's important to reflect on your behavior and consider seeking support in order to make positive changes in your life. Difficulty with empathy and compassion. If you find it challenging to empathize with others or show compassion, it may be a sign that you have an antagonist personality. Instead of trying to understand the perspectives and emotions of those around you, you may see them as the enemy. This can lead to a lack of connection and understanding in your relationships, making it difficult for others to relate to you as the main character in your own story. Developing empathy and compassion can help you break free from the villain role and foster healthier connections with others. Enjoying conflict and drama. Do you find yourself drawn to conflict and drama? If so, it could be a sign that you have an antagonist personality. Instead of seeking peace and harmony, you actively seek out situations that create tension and turmoil. This can lead to strained relationships and a sense of being the main character in your own story, constantly battling against others. It's important to reflect on this tendency and consider how it impacts your interactions with others. By shifting your focus towards understanding and resolution, you can break free from the role of the villain and create healthier connections. Manipulative behavior. Manipulative behavior is another key sign of an antagonist personality. If you often manipulate others to further your own agenda without considering their feelings or rights, it's a strong indication that you may be the villain in your own story. Manipulation can harm relationships and erode trust, making it difficult for others to see you as anything other than an enemy. It's important to reflect on your actions and strive for healthier, more authentic connections where you are not always trying to control the narrative as the main character. Disregard for the rights and feelings of others. Disregarding the rights and feelings of others is a clear sign of having an antagonist personality. When you see others as the enemy, you may prioritize your own desires and ambitions over the well-being of those around you. This can lead to a lack of respect for others' boundaries and a disregard for their emotions. By recognizing and addressing this behavior, you can begin to shift away from the role of the villain and develop healthier, more considerate relationships with those who see you as the main character in their story. Blaming others and avoiding responsibility. Blaming others and avoiding responsibility is a common trait among those with an antagonist personality. Instead of taking ownership of your actions, you may find yourself constantly pointing fingers at others and shifting the blame. This behavior not only damages relationships, but it also keeps you stuck in the role of the villain in your own story. By acknowledging your own mistakes and being accountable for your actions, you can begin to break free from this destructive pattern and start rewriting your narrative as the hero, rather than the antagonist. Lack of self-awareness. Lack of self-awareness is a common sign of an antagonist personality. When you lack self-awareness, you are unable to see how your actions and behavior impact others. You may not realize that you are playing the role of the villain in your own story, causing harm to those around you. Instead, you may view others as the enemy and fail to recognize your own flaws and shortcomings. Developing self-awareness is essential in breaking free from this mindset and taking responsibility for your actions as the main character in your own life. Seeking power and control. In the quest to be the villain in your own story, seeking power and control is a common trait. You may find yourself constantly striving to be in charge, to have authority over others, and to manipulate situations to your advantage. This desire for power and control can be detrimental to your relationships, as it often leads to a lack of trust and an imbalance of power dynamics. Recognizing this tendency and exploring healthier ways to assert yourself can help you break free from the antagonist role and foster more positive connections with others.